are the same team. We have cooperated each other for more than 4 years. And we think we still work together in the future year because we think international work is a teamwork. So I bring my whole school team to come to this conference. Please raise your hand, our team. Isaac, please raise your hand, okay? Concentrate on my talking. Thank you. And now I would like to, I'm Aris.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jayson.
And my name is Dawson.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to introduce my school. Have done a lot of things about international business. International education, sorry. Okay, first of all, I would like to draw a brief outline. The report will be divided into 3 parts. The first part is from Taiwan to Africa. Another one is from Africa to Taiwan. The third part is the change in Africa. So the first part will be my report. The second one will be my student, Jayson. And the third part will be our principal, Dowson. During this year, we always group our teacher to make a lesson plan to design some activity to do these international activities. Our hope is group our teachers to be some professional training. That's okay. By way of this training, our teacher will have some concept and help them to into the international community. The most important things is that we would like to our teachers and the students, we can come into the campus internationalization. And the second part is from Africa to Taiwan. We would like to introduce Jayson to go to my school, and he came to my school for 7 months. And during these 7 months, he has already learned a lot, some experience in Taiwan. And in the following section, he will try to introduce what he had learned during these 7 months. And the third part is we're still trying to change Africa, the poverty or something problems there. So we were still trying to concern and love Africa. By way of a formal curriculum and the informal curriculum, we designed some course in Africa. We still do the work from 2014 until now. So we have done a lot of countries in Africa, including Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, and Burkina Faso, and Switzerland. During this course, we do some formal curriculum, how to help our teachers and the students to design some course and help students to move forward to understanding the Africa situation and the difficulties. And then by way of informal curriculums, we donate shoes, do some sanitary pads and dig wells and the donation to help Africa to move forward and get a better environment for education. How to understand Africa and all over the world? We use internet, use Skype to help students to connect with the world. And then we try to find a sister school, try to connect the sister school and my school. And by way of writing letters and read the newspaper to understand this world. We also designed multiple activities in noticing of the world. That is a Christmas, and we have a marching band and a dance club, and then help students to train different kind of activity to help them to understand this world. We also bring our students go to this world. The first part is inbound. A lot of the countries from another country, overseas country, go to Nanrong. This one is from Korea. They come to Nanrong, and the Japanese students come to Nanrong. This one is New Zealand mayor and his teams come to my school. We also have volunteer teachers to teach in my English village. That is also from Japan. We designed the Japan Art Mile work to communicate with Japan. And this one is from Africa, Kenya. Okay, we also do some medical treatment and donated some second-hand shoes to help them to get a better environment. You know, see here that the student doesn't have shoes, so they get some disease. So we help to collect some second-hand shoes and donate them to Africa to help them get some shoes. The second year, we also give a better study environment. You see that is their environment. So we try to donate and bring the cabinet to the Africa then to build a cabin classroom to help them a better study environment. The third year, we try to donate some money to build digital wells, and that you can see the drinking water is like this. If you drink that kind of dirty water, it's easy to get the disease. And also, we designed some effective teaching professional development to help teachers to design the course.
Good morning, ladies and can I help?
Sorry.
Yes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jayson, and I'm going to talk about what I have done in the last 6 months in Taiwan. So, in Taiwan, I have been able to go to different schools and learn different things. So what did I learn when I came to Taiwan? I like to learn about the IT, agriculture, and cooking. So why do I want to learn about the IT? Well, for me, I love technology. And technology mainly makes our life simple. So for me to use technology as a way of learning is something that was very impressive to me. In that, in the future, if we were to use technology in our everyday learning, it will make us that it will be more comfortable. In order for us children, carrying books every day sometimes is usually very heavy. But being able to carry one simple tablet or laptop, and it can give us more information about the world. So agriculture, my country is mainly known for agriculture, but what we notice is that there is no efficient ways to do the agriculture. So for me to come to Taiwan and learn on the new ways of learning agriculture, it was quite a fantastic thing for me to do. Now you may be wondering what that is. Well, that is an egg, and inside the egg is a chick. So that is how the chick looks inside the egg. I was also able to interact with some students, and we were able to talk more about the agriculture. So I also love culinary arts, and what I also did was making the bread, and also I got to exchange what we eat in my country. I also got to exchange the culture of the food and sort of that thing. So the way that you can know from the way that you can know from different cultures is through the music, through the different instruments, and through the different beats. So for me to learn about the Chinese music, it got for me to learn more about the culture and what do they used to play. So I got a chance to learn about the Chinese drumming. For me, it was such an experience because the way that everybody played in a unison way. So while I'm not doing the IT, agriculture, or cooking, I'll be having the other activities. Some of the activities I learned was the Chinese yo-yo and the judo, and also the middle picture is a bat house. Well, a teacher from Taipei came to the school which I was in and taught us why we need to make the bat house. He said that the birds are becoming endangered species, and if we do not take care of them, in a few years, they will be gone. I'll also have the friends, and during the after classes or between classes, we will be talking about the different cultural stuff, and after the school we will go and have the food. We will go to the local markets and we will eat like one of the sample of that food is called hot pot. Yes. And while we were talking about the cultural difference, well, for me, I really like, when I was in my country, I thought that everything was perfect. But when I came out, is when I got a chance to learn more about my country. In that, like, for others, people think that Africa is very hard. But for me, I actually got and told them that Taiwan is quite hard, between Kenya and Taiwan. Yeah. Which they were very surprised. So teachers are one of the people who help us to guide us in life. And this lady here, she was the one who she was the one who invited me to come to Taiwan, and invited me to come to Taiwan and learn what I have done here. So how did I meet teacher Iris? Well, she came to Kenya through an organization called Step 30, and she went there for 1 week. And through this 1 week, they went to different places. They visited the village and the local people. And what she noticed is that in Kenya we have the resources, but we don't have the more efficient ways of doing it. So for me, getting this chance to come here, it will help me to, and when I go back, I will be able to teach my people what are the new ways of doing, getting these resources. I also got the chance to stay in the homestay families, and we went and visited different places. And one of the photos we went was the Buddha temple in Jianghua. And what I learned is, like, most of the Taiwan families, they usually, like, when they have guests over, they usually like to do the barbecue. And also, yes, to do the barbecue. So, yeah.
That's one. Let me help you.
So, for me, what do I want to change when I go back? So, the Kuku project is a project started by Step 30, which is to help the widow who cannot, or the poor families who cannot help themselves, to be able to give the children education and to be able to support their families financially. But after they were given the chickens, they would die after few days, and that means it will bring a loss to not only to them but also to the Step 30. So for me to be able to come here and learn about the chicken, it will give me the more knowledge, so that when I go back, I will be able to make sure that there will be more chicken and the families will be able to provide the education for their children, and my country will be more sufficient and more financially.
You want, or I help you?
You can help me.
Okay, I heard it yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here today also to learn from the best. I know that collaborating and partnering with many organizations and many schools for the sake of education in my country, in Africa, is one of the best things there can be. Now, the other thing I believe is that no matter where someone comes from, whether you come from Japan, Africa, America, Taiwan, or China, there's no difference. All everyone needs is an opportunity and a chance to education. And as I learn from the best, I just want to also share with you what we do in Africa to help our kids in Africa achieve the best, and that's in the area of education. Because if you educate a child, you have changed that country. If you educate someone, if you educate a poor person in the village, you have changed that person, because they will know where the market is, they will know what to do, and they will also know what to do with their lives. So our organization, which is Step 30 in Africa, collaborating with Step 30 in Taiwan, and also partnering with Namrong High, Junior High, We are involved in reaching out to the villages and help bring a change in the lives of kids by helping kids who don't have shoes. Because this can be a problem. You know, kids go to school and all they have is jiggers in their feet. They cannot concentrate, they cannot learn. They have no time to learn or concentrate in class because of the uncomfortability they are feeling. So this organization helps to bring shoes and gives children the shoes, puts shoes on their feet so that they can be comfortable to go to school and be able to learn, you know, from their teachers in school. Next. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like you see here is we have our partner organization in Taiwan which has worked so hard together with many schools in Taiwan who are sending shoes in Kenya. And these shoes, okay, whenever we give these shoes out, it's not just about the shoes, but it is a shoe is only a contact into a person's life. Is that person who we want to help, and how are we helping them? We're not just helping them by giving them shoes, but we're helping them by giving them an education, by showing them what a life or what an educated life can do. And we have been able to reach out in many villages where people are very poor by giving them shoes and by giving them bags, and that makes it easy for them to use the little money they had for education instead of buying bags and buying shoes and buying clothes, because we can help take care of that need. And okay. The other thing that I know, you go in these places and people are drinking that water. These kids are sick every week. Every week they're complaining of stomach pains. Every week they are going to see a doctor. And that slows the process of them being able to sit in class and learn. So this organization is providing clean water to kids in the villages, clean water to the poor in the villages. And once they have this clean water, that means that lots of sicknesses and diseases are not affecting them. And so the parents can concentrate on educating their kids. The schools can concentrate on educating kids rather than all the time trying to fight sicknesses and diseases being brought out by water. And the other thing we've also done is to be able to give a girl child the same opportunity as the boy child. Because sometimes, okay, it's a circle where I come from, where girls have to miss school 3 days of every month. And the time they miss school, the boys are in class. So this organization has come up with a way of helping these young girls to make their own reusable sanitary pads, so that when the time comes for them to go through their cycle, they don't have to drop out of schools. Because you may ask why. In the villages, a parent will ask themselves a question: should I buy my girls sanitary towels, or should we buy food for the family? You know, so they struggle with the two things, and in the end, they have to go for food. So these are small things, but these families can't afford. So this organization is helping these young girls make their own sanitary towels, and they are happy about it. And through the time they're in class, they pay their attention to teachers, they pay their attention to education. And again, the reason here is that the time we give these sanitary towels to these girls, we have people who work with us who talk to these girls one-on-one. They can counsel these girls. They can tell them about the importance of education. Because I believe that if you educate a man, you have helped a family. But if you educate a girl child, you have saved the whole community. You know, because in Africa, children are left with the mothers. The fathers are nowhere. And if this mother is educated, guess what? You'll have the whole family educated. So we really want to help the girl child to make sure that she has an opportunity, an equal opportunity to see a change come in the community. Next. Okay, now, this is it's just chicken, but it plays a very big role in many families. You know, if we can help these poor ladies in the villages, sometimes when a man gets his money, where I come from, this man will go out drinking. When a woman gets a little bit of money, she wants to use that money on the family. And this woman will deny herself a lot to make sure that the family is safe. So if you can help a widow, if you can help a woman in Africa, just learn how to keep chicken and then begin financially getting better out of rearing chicken or poultry. She has saved a little bit to pay for the children's education, and she has saved a little bit also to save the whole family. So that's also one of the things we are involved in. It doesn't cost much to start. We are just starting small, but in the end, we are looking at changing the whole society, the whole community. Next. Okay. Now, with also the opportunities that we have with our partners from Taiwan, and many schools in Taiwan which have been involved with Step 30 here, in sending shoes to Africa, in sending clothes to Africa, in sending bags to Africa. In the end, we are using the containers you're sending us. And this container, we are using it for a school. We want to educate as many people as possible. We don't want anyone to have a reason or an excuse about why they did not go to school. So we are taking schools to places where there is no school. And we are using these containers to put up a school. The containers are being used for schools, they are being used for churches, they are being used for social halls and other stuff. But all we are doing is, can we use these things for education? Because in the end, the shoes wear out. In the end, the bags wear out. But this container can be a very, very good box, where inside of that box, you can have a class to educate someone, to give someone knowledge, to give someone information, to give someone wisdom about this life.
Sorry.
Behind.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, now there is many villages, and anytime we come to Taiwan, especially now this time I came with my wife. This is her first time to be here, and she looks around and everything is amazing. Now, what about if what is amazing in our eyes, we brought that to our people in Africa? And how do we do that? Through education. If you educate this child, the child begins to see possibilities in life. If you educate this young girl, she begins to see possibilities in this life. And instead of them admiring or desiring to leave their village and go somewhere else, they begin thinking about how they can change their own villages. These countries have grown to where they are, especially like Taiwan. When I read history, a couple years ago, 50 years ago, Taiwan was at the same level with my country, Kenya. Look right now, the gap is so big. What is it that Taiwan did that Kenya hasn't done? Now, if we can teach our children the right things, if they get the right education, then they can say, yes, we can change our country, we can change our villages. So we are looking at some days to come where in that village, a kid was never ridden on a bus. There's a bus in the village. There's clean water in the village. There is enough food to eat in that village. There is a schools in that. There are good things happening in that village. And this happens if we educate the child. So if you have any opportunity to educate a child in any country, anywhere else, you do it because what you're doing is you are changing a whole generation even without knowing. Education is the key. Now, lastly, the president of South Africa, the first black president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, said this, that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And I fully agree with that. She shared.
Thank you, everyone. That's all our group to represent. Thank you. Thank you for concentration.